Hi everybody, hope everyone's having a good evening. I'm just adding some people to the live. Hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything. Hi guys. You can all hear me good? Hope everyone's having a good afternoon. So as I shared earlier today, I wanted to do a live on gut health. It's actually my first live on Most High Foods. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Danielle. I am Most High Foods Sea Moss Jelly, as you know. And I'm a nutritionist. I study also at the University of Greenwich, student of science and engineering. I have 3 children, and I also make concentrated sea moss jelly, which I tailor make for clients. Oh, thank you, Josephine. I'm clear, all good. So yeah, I make sea moss, which is a sea vegetable, a multivitamin, also a natural product. I use it for my health. I'm also suffer with sickle cell anemia, so I'm an advocate for sickle cell as well. And I basically got on the health journey to better my own health and improve how my sickle cell affects me. And I loved it so much after I'd done a diploma in nutrition, and realised that you don't get enough of the deep facts and knowledge just doing a diploma. So I decided to do a degree a few years ago, started my degree, and I think it was learning how to eat doing my diploma, which gave me better health and more confidence that I could complete a degree. So I'm now in my final years, so exams in May. Good luck everyone doing their exams next month. So yeah, it's been a journey and an experience that I've now turned into a business where I can help other people and also share some important facts and information. Gut health, which I think is really important because it is so important. In fact, a lot of people don't realize that our gut is the first thing that is formed as a fetus. So that in itself should show us that is the source of where our health, majority of our health and our immune system comes from. So if we want good health and to sustain good health, we have to look after our gut and feed our gut the correct things, so we don't get diseases in our colon and our stomach, such like cancers and things like that. So I thought I'd come live and share some information on gut health to help with people's understanding on their gut, because then I think once you have the understanding of how your gut works and what it needs, you'll be more conscious and aware of what you're going to eat and put into your body. So therefore you will in the long term have a better longevity of life, and you'll suffer less of illness, and if you do get sick you recover quickly, which is really vital for the human body. Is if you do catch any viruses or infections, that your body can recover from them quickly. So I've got some notes, so if you've got any questions, just type your questions and click in the question box, and I'll answer anyone's questions if you have questions. But the first point I wanted to touch on about your gut health is that it's 70% of your immune system is housed inside your gut, and 30% of your immune system is your innate immune system, which is a whole different ball game. Would have to do a whole other live for that. We'll see how well this one goes and then we'll possibly do one on different things every other week or once a month or whatever I can manage in between work and studies. So yeah, 30% of your immune system is your innate immune system. The rest is due to gut health, what we absorb through our digestive system and what we eat. So many of our health issues do stem from us not absorbing enough nutrients and what we need for our body. And this is why a lot of health issues are associated with your digestive system, or it begins with what you are eating. This is where I also use the hashtag a lot, Eat to Live, which is basically means eating healthy, natural, fresh foods that are in season, because seasonal fruits and veg, they are the ones that are going to be nutrient full and keep you fuller for longer and not allow you to crave sugar and junk foods, because you will feel content having nutrient full foods in your body. Also, fermented foods are a good option for to promote normal gut flora. And gut flora is the bacterias in your gut, the good bacterias that you need. And we have trillions and trillions of these bacterias in our gut that protect us, protect our immune system and protect our body. And the fermented foods that are popular and most people have heard of that are good for digestive health is the foods like kefir, which is like a fermented yogurt milk drink. And one of my favorite DJs that I follow on Instagram, Jotty, she likes kefir as well. Go follow her, she's good. She does all variety of music from bashment to jungle and house. So yeah, she's good. Also sauerkraut, which is fermented raw cabbage, where they use lactic acid to ferment it, and that's good for your gut flora. And kimchi, which is a Korean fermented vegetable dish. Those types of fermented foods are really good for your gut flora and to promote gut health. What else can I think of? Even when you make the escovitch for your escovitch fry fish, if you're from the Caribbean like I am, that onion and pepper that you stew down, like, don't just make it to put on top of fish. I like to just eat it. It's nice, lovely, a bit of pepper, a bit of zing from the onion. Eating things like that promote good gut microflora. So that then leads on to your probiotics and your prebiotics. The probiotics and prebiotics are good bacteria of the gut. Probiotics being the good bacteria in the gut, and prebiotics is the good bacteria promoters. So the things that we eat that will promote us creating good microflora bacteria, and also enhancing their activity, so making them perform better within your gut. This helps to promote a healthy gastrointestinal tract, and also keeps your stomach digestive system in sync. So probiotics and prebiotics also work in sync together in itself. So your probiotics are live bacterias and yeasts. Sorry, let me just turn over my notes here. Yeah, so probiotics are your bacterias and your good bacterias and your yeast. The good bacterias in your gut are scientifically proven to be linked to weight loss, improved digestion, to relieve symptoms of various stomach issues like IBS. It enhances your immune system. It gives you healthy skin, keeps your skin healthy. It reduces the risk of diseases. Hold on 1 second. I just thought I had a request. So yeah, it reduces the risk of diseases. It's what also I use and I distribute, CMOS. CMOS is a pre and probiotic, very good for you. You can use it and add it, because I make it concentrated, so it's quite a thick consistency. That's why I call it a CMOS jelly. And you basically, I add it to my tea. Actually, I've got some here. Yeah, let me have some. It's lukewarm. I love it when it's like that. So you can add it to your tea, coffee, smoothies. You can blend it into food because it's easy. Once it's heated, it literally melts into food. The one I am drinking at the moment is CMOS Bladderwhack, and that's a multivitamin. The CMOS jelly plain by itself gives you 92, and the body uses 102, I think it is. So with the Bladderwhack, you'll get that full variety of multivitamins that you need. It definitely is good stuff, Cads. Where was I? Yeah, so you can use it in smoothies, foods. It blends in quite easy. So that's a good way to get your prebiotics and probiotics into your children's diets as well, because it can be hidden quite easily. I know not many children would eat fermented cabbage and fermented foods. They're more likely to go for the yogurts. But if you want to get more into their diet, it's good to be able to have things that you can hide in their food. So yeah, that's how I get into my children's diet. So CMOS is an algae, so it encourages the growth of healthy bacteria and increases the viability and the production of probiotic bacteria in the gut. I think one of the bacteria is called Lactococcus and Streptococcus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Some of the words that you have to say in my studies, I'm glad my exams is writing, because I just fumble a lot of them. There's some heavy duty words. But these type of probiotics and prebiotics that we add to our diet, they protect against things like colon cancer, viruses, norovirus, current viruses that is going on around now. I don't want to mention it. I mean, I want them look half my life, but those things will enhance your enhance your gut and your health. So it prevents things like cancer, you getting infections and things like that. When you also, a good tip is to introduce your child to these things from early, because when you introduce them early, it becomes part of their routine. And in adult life, it's proven, there's been studies done on it, that when these things are introduced at a younger age, you're less likely to suffer with things like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, heart problem. Well, that is cardiovascular. I mean, I was meant to say not cardiovascular diseases, cancers, lung problems. Like in older life, you're less likely to have those issues in later life when you start young, teaching your children to eat a variety of fruit and veg, introducing them to a variety of fruit and veg. And also another thing that I learned about myself having children is certain things that I didn't like myself. If I reacted a certain way before they touched it or ate anything with that type of food in it, they would automatically not like it without trying it themselves. So a good tip, mums and dads, is if you don't like something, keep it to yourself until your child's tried it. And 9 times out of 10, they probably would like it regardless that you don't like it. So that in itself is a good thing to practice, to get them to eat a variety of stuff. Just because we mum and dad might not like it doesn't mean the children might not. Where was I? Yeah, so prebiotics are the non-digestible foods that we add to our diet that stimulate growth and the activity of the healthy gut bacteria. They help to improve your gut and colon function and improve health as a whole. Like I said, it changes the composition of your gut bacteria when you're having these non-digestible, so it's like high in fiber foods in your diet. And this is because they take up all the space in your gut rather than bad bacteria overtake that space and colonize and create illness and disease. So when you have non-digestible oleosaccharides in your diet from fruits and vegetables, this gives you the wealth of health as a whole, and it helps your well-being, because now you've got studies to prove that our emotions and feelings are also connected to our gut. Like even now, the fact that I'm going live for the first time, I've got people listening to me, I'm quite nervous. You might not be able to tell. I feel nervous, but I feel it in my gut. And most people do feel their nervousness in their gut, which is a good sign to say everything's functioning good, and your gut is working well. Listen to your gut, ladies and gents. It's usually telling you the right thing. So it's a good benefit to have foods that are high in fiber in your diet. The foods that you can add to your diet regularly that will help your diet are things like Jerusalem artichokes, asparagus, mushrooms, garlic, sweet potato, yams is a good one. I love a bit of yam. Green banana, plantain. I love my plantain. Garlic, mushroom. I said mushrooms, didn't I? Chicory root, green banana, onions, all types of onions, red onions. Eating raw onion is very good for your gut flora as well. Legumes, another good thing to have in your diet often. So legumes are things like your lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, black beans, those type of things. Also bran, barley, oats, those are good for the gut. Flax seeds and your nuts and seeds, they're brilliant for your diet. Have those all the time, regularly. Make that the larger portion of your meal, and then have your meats and things like that in small proportion. And another well, I'll get to my tips, most Thai food must tips. Those are things that I do to keep my stomach unprovoked, nice and flat, as I can. You know, got to do the exercise. Big up Lucci, Aisha Lucci, go follow her. Fitness and health, brilliant. Oh, thank you, Jojo. So yeah, what else is a good food? Yeah, I said oats and flax seeds. Then we got your fruits that are brilliant for your gut flora, which are your blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, orange, grapefruit, custard apple and watermelon. Those are brilliant for your gut flora. Obviously all fruits and veg are good for you, but the ones that are at the top for your gut are the ones that I just mentioned. Those help you with your health, so it's important to have those foods daily, because when you eat those foods regularly, you are not craving the junk. And subliminally, we are advertised food constantly, whether you pick up your phone, watch the telly, read a magazine. Every advert is giving us messages what to eat, and not much of them are healthy stuff. So it's inevitable when we do feel a hunger pan, we're going to go for what we just saw on our phone, magazine or the telly, not what we actually need. So it's good to have reminders in your kitchen, put up little lists and stuff to remind you of what you should eat. Especially if you want to stick to a plan as well. If you're going through a diet plan or anything like that, have reminders there to put you back on track. So my tips to staying healthy. 1 sec, sorry, I got a message. So my tips, sorry about that guys. So my tips that I've got is, first and foremost, is dental health. A lot of people don't connect their dental health to their gut health, and we can introduce a whole bag of tricks of bacterias with poor dental health. So if you're not looking after your teeth, not brushing regularly and not going to the dentist regularly, you're going to have a population of bad bacteria in your mouth. So whenever you eat, you will be swallowing those bad bacteria, and they in turn get into your stomach and replace the good bacteria, which you don't want, because that's when you have stomach issues arising. And over a long period of time, those things can fluctuate into worse issues. Another good trick I do is, first thing in the morning, don't have anything other than water until you've had some water. Then you have your hot drink, your tea, your coffee. So I will have a glass of water, half a glass of water, and then I will make my herbal tea with my tablespoon of sea moss in there, and that sets me up nicely for the day. If I'm fancy having breakfast, it's usually toast or something like that, but technically I don't really eat breakfast until about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It's another thing that we are taught about our gut, is that we're supposed to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner, those 3 meals. And when you do stick to that, you're going to pile on the food, you're going to pile that food on your plate. So I think it's better to have 5 small meals a day. So if I feel a bit peckish by 10-11 o'clock, it will be something like peanut butter and toast or a bowl of oats, or something I know that's going to last me a little while. Then I probably won't eat until about 1 o'clock, and that's when I usually have my biggest appetite anyway. Another one of my tips is have that big meal you're craving, that steak dinner or roast dinner or whatever the case may be, whatever you fancy that day, have it for lunch or have it an early dinner, so you haven't got that heavy meal on your gut when you're going to bed or just before bed, because it takes longer to digest heavy meals. So therefore you will be going to bed with some of that meal still in your body, and this is where we start to create stomach issues and health problems, especially if we are meat eaters. Choose, when you are snacking, healthy snacks, things like nuts. If you're going for something sweet, dried fruit, and those things are a much better. They're not obviously the Haribos or the chocolate bars that we crave, and I'm not the type of nutrition to ban foods, because when you ban foods, it only makes you want them more. Just like children, we don't grow out of that habit. You just think about it more. So I say everything within moderation. If you are a meat eater, you shouldn't be eating meat more than 3, max 4 times a week. When you eat meat every day, your body gets backed up and it starts to slow down in its digestion. Therefore, if digestion slows down, absorption of nutrients will slow down, and then we're introducing health issues into the body. Us as females, when we reach a certain age, like I was 40 the other day, we have to be aware of lower tummy fat, because that can become cancerous. It can cause ovary issues, etc. So it's good to be aware of these things when we do start reaching to those older ages, of what we're putting into our body. And with lockdown, I don't know about anybody else, but I know I have been attacking chocolate far more than I should be. And it has been a conscious effort to make sure that I eat certain things and stay away from certain things and have a little break from it. So it is good to have those little tips and guidelines. What else? Like I said, everything, the last tip, everything within moderation. I'm an everythingitarian. I eat a bit of everything other than pork. I don't do pork, but I eat a bit of everything within moderation. I'm not a huge meat eater that I used to be. Understanding how my digestive system works, and that having sickle cell, if my body is polluted with a lot of red meat, which I did used to eat. Oh, sorry, excuse me, got hiccups. Let me have. Like, I did used to eat a lot of red meat about 4 or 5 years ago now. It was in my diet 3 days a week. Then it would be chicken and fish. So about 5-6 days out of the week, my meals would contain meat. And I found that I was having a lot of sickle cell crisis and a lot of problems with my health. And when I started to do my diploma in nutrition, before I started my degree, I learned that could be a lot of why I'm having those problems, because my body is concentrating on digesting all that food that I'm consuming rather than my blood circulation. So I changed my diet. I cut down day by day my meat content, and now I literally have meat once or twice a week personally, my family wouldn't. They like meat more regular. So they're at the moment, I would say 4 days a week of eating meat. Hi Nay, hope you're well, darling. Hi Hod. Thanks for joining, guys. So yeah, I try to introduce a lot of fruit and veg into my family's diet. It is hard when you did start off eating a certain way, but I'd say 4 years going on 5 years down the line, it's a big difference. My youngest was easy because he was the youngest. The example that is just there watching my youngest and my middle child Cheyenne and my eldest diet and the things they like to eat. My eldest, who I had when I was 18, obviously didn't have much knowledge about health then. I was young myself, so we grew together. And his diet is just appalling, and that accounts for my knowledge as a mum and him only knowing what I ate. So at that age I was eating a lot of sweets and traditional Caribbean cooking. So that's what my son eats and my eldest son eats. And my daughter, where I began to just start to get the knowledge, she loves her meat. She does eat vegetables, but I do see my children now and again, Sharik will swap his meat for her veg, which shows that the youngest got the best knowledge to do with health. Because obviously he was born during the time where I was starting to educate myself about health and well-being and how to better my sickle cell, other than just the medication that doctors was prescribing me, because I was feeling awful on those medications. So Sharik is an example of definitely the process. Naima, it's a journey. Healthy living is not just something you wake up and say you're going to be this morning. It's something you have to know about yourself, because we're all different. This is why I do recommend that anyone who starts their health journey goes and gets help and advice from a nutritionist or a dietitian, because you can't just flip vegetarian and flip vegan. You have to know how you're doing it, because this is when we start getting health problems and people saying living vegan is unhealthy, when I know many Rastaman that has lived the vegan life all their life. They don't call it vegan, it's just how they've grown to eat with their Ital food. Yeah, so that's all they know. So they've lived the healthy, sustainable life. It's just how you eat and what you're doing and the kind of fitness you're doing while you're eating as well. So yeah, it's not just something that you are gonna know off the back, because we're not taught these things in schools and stuff. So we have to seek this information, and this is why I started my platform, Most High Foods, to give those health information and tips in little posts and memes, easy to have on your phone and document. It definitely makes the journey enjoyable, definitely. Let me read your comments. Yeah, definitely a versatility in cooking. And you have to most definitely, Naima, understand your body. If you don't understand what is good for your body. Oh, hi, Charm. But see, she calls me my face CMOS plug. Thank you, darling. Thank you for joining. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, Gemini braids on Insta. He does my hair. I love how he does my hair. It's growing as well, so he's got good hands. I recommend him. But yeah, it's definitely, let me go back. Yeah, you have to understand your body. Not everybody's body is the same. I recently had to do a project on IBS, and studying IBS in depth was really informative, because one thing that a lot of people are mistaken with IBS is that you can flip on and off that diet that you have to have with IBS. But if you do suffer with IBS, it's your gut microflora that is different and cannot tolerate certain foods. So from it's your gut microflora, that's just how your gut's made, and you have to eat to how your gut what your gut wants. And if you're not eating that, you're gonna have those IBS flare-ups and symptoms. So we all have those little days where we go out and we'll have a cheeky spicy meal or whatever the case may be. For someone with IBS, they have to make that choice of, do you want to feel the consequences of that cheeky spicy meal, or do you want a comfortable gut? And also, when you do make those mistakes, have the knowledge to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water and get back on those healthy foods to make yourself feel better quickly. We all make mistakes, but the point of when we do make those mistakes is to get back on the wagon and make sure that you have those plant-based foods more often as a large proportion of your diet. Try to buy those snacky things that are healthy snacky things. When I fancy crisps, I like to go for raw cashew nuts. It gives me that crunch, and then I'm full. I don't crave nothing else. And then obviously I've got my sea moss, which keeps me full anyway for longer. I don't have cravings because my body's nutrient full. When you're craving sugar, that's your body's signal to say, I'm missing some vital vitamins and minerals. Feed me, please. But like I said, because we're always seeing images of all these lovely, delicious sweets and treats, we often go for the wrong foods rather than the foods that we should be eating. So yeah, that was my little introduction to gut health. And oh, thank you, sweeties. I love your compliments. You're making me blush. Yep, I've paid the price. But we all have. We've all done it. We've all been there. That's the thing, yeah, with illnesses like that, it's definitely hard to balance your diet, because one minute one thing will be all right with you, and then the next it will irritate you. So it's good to keep a food diary when you do have things like fibromyalgia and lupus and those things, because then you can document those foods that do trigger you more often. Yeah, cashews are expensive, but I go to Lidl's and Aldi's to get mine. Go Lidl's and Aldi's, you get more for your money. That's another good tip. I will try and do more of these, Naima. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you found it informative. Hey, lovelies. So, oil, sugar. Yep, definitely in small doses, definitely. And when you do have salt, go for your rock salt or your Himalayan salt. When you go for those cheap salts, oh, they're just not good for you at all. Great, great. I think I've caught up with all of your comments. Anyone got any questions before I pop off and go and pay my family some attention before their bedtime? Soon bedtime. Yes, I use pink Himalayan salt as well. It does. It makes everything taste better, and you only need a little bit. And when you buy like quite a good sized bottle, it will last you a while. Yep, olive oil is good for you, good for the skin as well. It's there's good oils and bad oils to have. Vegetable oils are not really that good to have. I normally go for things like avocado oil, grapeseed oil, excuse me, grapeseed oil, peanut oil, things that can be at a high heat and not get toxic. As soon as I finish this degree, Naima, the CMOS products will come, honey. Don't worry. There will be a whole range just for you. No, I've got so many ideas, and while studying at uni, it does give you even more ideas. Learning to use a laboratory. Oh, girl, the ideas that I got. Even the mister's like giving me little ideas because he loves watching DIY shows and how to do it stuff. So he's even helping with the ideas. So yeah. Yeah, rapeseed oil is good because that can take a high heat as well and not get toxic when you're frying. So don't worry, yes, honey, the CMOS goodies will come in time. I've been trying to get websites and all these things sorted for Most High Foods, but my lecturer told me the last few lectures we had, she's like, Danielle, take your time, don't rush this. You know what you're doing, so take your time. Get all the advice and help from them after I ain't getting myself in debt doing a degree. So get all that information, support and help from them. And then when I do launch, I can launch big and beautiful, and I can help so much more people, and my website will be top notch. Not how I would have started off, would be on really small scale and really simple. So we'll get there. We're growing, but don't rush. You know what I mean? We'll get there. I'm getting there, and getting these exams out of the way first. Definitely everything is in its time. But I really appreciate you all for joining. I've kept you now for how long? Oh, for 45 minutes. So I'm going to let you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh, Hod, we're about to go now, babe, but I'm gonna save this. Hold on a minute, how you save it first before I go. Let me see how I save it. Yeah, I think it does it automatically, to be honest, but I want to make sure. Yeah, it will save, so you can watch it back. Hozan, thank you for joining. I don't want you're driving as well, so please don't have an accident. Drive safely, sweetheart. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. And I know you requested by accident because you probably not seen you pressed your phone. Ah, good stuff. See, I'm new at this, so it automatically saves. Yes, IBS, it is interesting. So I actually enjoyed doing this, my first one. So yeah, I definitely will come back and drop a few tips on you guys again in the next couple of weeks. I'll probably do another on a Friday, but I will post and let you guys know the info in due time. But I hope you all have a lovely evening. And I want to show you all my cool t-shirt because I'm a geek like that. It's my birthday present from my brother. It says, I wear this shirt periodically, but only when I'm in my element. And as you can see behind me, I have my periodic table. So I love all the scientific stuff. I find it very interesting. So hope you enjoyed learning about the gut a bit more in depth, and glad you loved the information. Appreciate you all. Thank you. I do appreciate you all for tuning in. You love the t-shirt. I love it too. Thank you to my big brother. He got it for me. But blessings to you all. Have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, tune in and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.